different this week, okay? So we got Randy McKay over at a beautiful suite on the Strip. I don't know if he wants to say where he is. He could. I'm seeing these floor-to-ceiling windows, curtains electronically opening, and then I have Jon over at. Do I see Jon put Parlay King Orlando? I just seen that for the first time. Oh, you're such a maniac! Oh my God, I wouldn't even have allowed that if I seen that.
Yeah.
So Jon is over. God,
I meant New York, New York.
Oh, you're at New York, New York. Okay.
I switched it up. Yeah.
Well, sure. If you want to keep firing.
I was there earlier.
Oh, you were there earlier, Randy?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing? You betting sneaking some MGM props, Randy?
I had some MGM comps to use, and I met up with an old sportsbook buddy. So,
how can I not know you had comps involved? Of course. But anyway, yeah, doing something a little bit different this week. This should be pretty fun. Hey guys, let me ask you something. I don't know this answer. Jon, are you going to be home for the Super Bowl?
Yes.
And you're hosting a party?
Yeah, come over. Come on.
Good. What kind of food you got? You got anything good?
What do you want? You tell me what you want.
No.
Pizza. Pizza.
These parties on the Strip. Hey guys, you guys know my buddy. My buddy Ray was telling me they're charging like $1.25 to go to the party he's going to at the Coast, and he's like, but they charge for drinks. I said, Ray, you got to have this wrong. There's no way they're charging $125 in a ballroom and they're charging for drinks. You have to get drink tickets. You only get like 2 comes with each. I was like, there's no way. These casinos are out of control. Caesar's Palace, they set up stands behind the bar of the sportsbook. By the way, you have sportsbook, you have seats, you have more seats, you have a 7-star area, you have a bar area, and behind the bar, they put up bleachers that they're charging just like $150 just to sit in the bleachers and watch the game. You know how far the screen is from the bleachers? But I'm not picking on Caesars. It's everywhere in town. Everywhere you go, they're charging for seats, except for, let me be blunt, I think the South Point is the only place that doesn't charge for seats that I know of. But if I'm wrong, I apologize.
Bill, I found a deal today for anybody coming to town. Fontainebleau has this Bellevue Theater, and it said free to the public.
No way.
So I don't know what they're charging for drinks there, which this is it's an upscale place, but
oh yeah,
that I don't know how nice that theater is, but free to the public, it said.
Oh man, I love a couple restaurants there. That place is pretty dead all the time, but the casino. But I love like Mother Wolf. I love. There's some great restaurants there. Poppy Steak, the food court there, the pizza place is excellent there. Miami Slice, I think it's excellent. And the way to go, I already told you guys already on our show, but other shows, anyone else listening in, the way to go is to get a pie. A pie was $36, but a slice was $9. So it's like $72 if you're going to get 8 slices. But obviously, you get the $36 is the way to go for the pie there. But I actually like Fontainebleau. Free parking for locals. I went to Caesars the other day because I lost my 7-star card for the new year because I don't play in the sports book anymore. So they banned me from playing anything more than $25. But I think the counter I'm allowed to play. By the way, I got banned just for using my brain, doing nothing else. But so now I lost my 7-star card, and they still give you 3 hours free at Caesar's Palace. So that's pretty good. And right now the casino has a 7-time point multiplier. Fez just texted me. Yeah, Randy, he hit his first Royal today. Boy, I hope I'm able to talk about it, but I am anyway. He hit his first $20,000 Royal. So Fez got a $20,000 Royal over there today. As a matter of fact, let's talk about you, Mr. McKay. Jon doesn't know this. Jon doesn't know this. So Randy is an open book, and Randy was down, I guess, about $25,000 gambling in the month of January. So he sends me a photo the other day, and he got dealt a Royal to get out for the year. Boy, Randy, I hope I'm able to talk about this. Sorry if I'm not. Okay, good. Yeah, no, he got a Royal for $26,000. He sent me the video. It's $26,000 Royal Randy got over at the M, which the M is another casino that I actually won $33,000, and they threw me out on video poker. Trust me, There's casinos I've lost in. I lost 30,000 last year at Arizona Charlie's. I'm not saying I win everywhere, but Arizona Charlie's, they're saying right now. But they don't realize that, we get good bonuses there. Randy gets it too. As a matter of fact, Randy went in there the other day. You probably got about $600-700 in free play. And I think you lost like $4,000 or something. I mean, they have decent games. Well, you can lose too. The year before I won like 50,000 there. Last year I lost 30,000 there. So, but we get 700 a week.
Yesterday I played Aquarius Laughlin. Got back a little bit.
Okay, you were in Laughlin, which is like 90 minutes. I like Laughlin. People don't like Laughlin. There's a lot of people that do not like Laughlin. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool. I think you're basically a big fish in a little pond. I think you get taken care of more. I like the Harrah's there, the Golden Nugget there. There used to be an old like country western casino there. I don't know if it's still there. It's very small. They had a half a tub crap game there.
The Pioneer. Double time jackpots.
Oh wow! So you know the place.
Oh yeah.
John, what were you going to say? We cut you off.
Well, I wanted to clarify when you said Randy was down 25,000 for the month gambling. So that to me means not counting sports betting, correct?
Yeah, not counting sports betting. Yeah, just playing around, picking up free play.
Degenerate stuff.
Not so much. I'm picking up free play every time.
Nothing's degenerate. Randy's not doing no degen stuff.
Try to win off my free play. The hosts are real desperate right now. I got a lot of extra free play so far this trip, so they're looking for people to play, giving extra efforts, giving extra free play as well. I negotiate a lot better than the Dallas Maverick GM does.
Oh, God, for sure. Hey, Randy, it's funny you say that, though. I've been in the casino the last 3 days, running around, betting props at the counter where they give me a lot bigger limits. Casinos were dead. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I almost said, what's going on here? There was just no one in the casino.
Before the storm.
It's got to be the calm before the storm, but I think people are getting pretty tired of paying these check-in fees and what do you call them when you're paying $50 extra?
Resort fees.
$50 extra, paying to park, paying for, $10 a slice for pizza. The food courts like at Caesars, 2 slices and a soda, $28. I mean, people are getting sick and tired of being price gouged. And I think casinos are definitely in for a rude awakening this next year. They've had some unbelievable years, though. Unbelievable. Since 2019, 2020, when I was standing at my apartment at Turnberry on the 31st floor, overlooking the strip. It was totally dead. Nobody there. It was like doomsday. It was literally the Omega Man, the end of the earth. And I even thought, I told my friend Dennis, you're never going to play poker again. You better get yourself a job. And he was like almost in tears. And I wasn't trying to be a doomsday sayer. I was just going by what all the news was saying. And I was looking at the strip being closed. But we had some rebound years where those walls were closing in on those 2 months, 3 months. And they said, I'm never going to go out like this. I'm spending my money. Well, don't worry. They have overspent. Credit card debt an all-time high. Vegas doing unbelievable every week. People losing tons of money. The numbers are out of control. Now they're being corrected a little bit. A lot of people don't know what a bear market is. They've only been, through this bull market their whole time. But go ahead, Randy. What do you want to say?
Yeah, a friend of ours, Anthony Curtis, of course, talked about that on VSiN the other day. He said 29 casinos upped their resort fees, and that's the biggest complaint they got. I went and saw him today, and of course I look what I got here. Hey,
do you get that for free?
Well, I'm a big pusher of this, and I get him a lot of new clients. So he takes.
That's the greatest book. It's the greatest book. It's the coupon book. And if you subscribe to it, by the way, it's $50 to subscribe. You get every week, you get unbelievable information via email on access to their site. And that coupon book pays for itself at least 10 times over, at least. It actually can pay much more than that if you use them all. They have a crazy coupon in this year. They have the Mile High Club. they're giving you 15% off these planes that take off from the private airport. You get an hour in the air with a nice bed in the back, Mile High Club, and John's probably already used that with the
Wait,
plethora
is that
of
a
girls.
Are you being serious?
No,
No.
that's dead
Oh,
serious. Dead serious.
come on.
Dead serious. No, there's a service for that. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. Yeah, it's like $1,200 to $2,000, but with the coupon, you get 15% off. So
That's actually genius idea.
it is.
You
Yeah,
going?
Cool.
we flew in out of that airport that
Yeah,
one
because-
time in North California.
Yeah. Well, let's go and get on to some of these topics with our,
Yeah.
our company here, our sponsors, because I'll talk all night about Vegas. So listen, right away, let me just tell you, it's Super Bowl time. We have free proposition information that we bet. Randy and I were online. You guys know about that last week. The longest rush was the first bet I made at Westgate when the lines came up. Longest rush by Saquon Barkley, under 25.5 yards. That was a bet that I bet twice. I actually bet it 3 times, but I bet it twice that night. And I bet that. I just think that this is the highest ever longest rush by anyone in the Super Bowl time. I mean, it's unbelievable. 25.5 rushing yards. By the way, you're going to get that again towards the game time because people are coming into town. Tomorrow's the big day. People come into town. They bet over on everything. So I'm looking to bet under on Saquon. I actually bet it. Last night I was at the Wynn, and I bet under 116.5 on yards. For a small amount. I think I might even get a better number on that. So under Saquon, there's it on the screen. It's up on the screen. Longest rushing Saquon Barkley under 25.5 yards. Also, Patrick Mahomes under 6.5 rushing attempts. But I found this under 7.5 minus 50 at the Win. But I also bet it under 6.5 minus 20. I just think, even though he has had surpassed this number in the playoffs, I just know that throughout the regular season, this line was like 3.5. I don't think he went over a single home game. I don't think he went over a single game. So I just think that he hasn't went over 6.5 to a single game. So I like his under rushes. There's 2 for the public and the viewers. Randy, do you have a couple? Do you have a couple you want to give out?
Yeah, getting back to your Barkley, that might be the highest rush yards that they've seen too, 116.5, I think it is. So that's a rare one there. So might even have to look at that one as well. I added a few and I gave out a few last week. I added under 49.5. I found a rogue number kind of on the field goal, but you can play it down to 48.5 for the longest field goal under. Controlled environment here, which, a little scary in a dome, but this Philly kicker, real shaky. They probably won't even try that length of one if they get a chance. And also the Chiefs kicker, he's been banged up this season. So they haven't been trying long field goals with him either, Butker. So under 40, and this used to be 45.5, 46.5, and now it's gone way up. So you get a few extra yards here.
Okay, cool. That's a good one. And what else do you have, Randy? You have another one for the public?
Largest lead of the game under 14.5 points. Maybe I have to lay a little juice here, but I don't see this game getting out of hand by more than 2 touchdowns with these 2 teams. And this game's at a flat pick 'em. I got my Chiefs red on here for John. I knew he'd like that. So
Finally.
But I don't see this game getting out of hand either way. I can't project getting away from 2 scores.
John, I have to ask you. This is a very spontaneous show. I don't know anything. I don't know anything you bet. And for the people that are watching, proceed with caution. Go ahead, John.
Well, you make me sad, Crack. You make me sad. First of all, of course I want the Chiefs, but Barkley, big players come up big in big games, Crack. How do you not bet Barkley is going to bust through? I don't want him to, but I know he's going to go for a long run. I'd be hammering that over. You make me so sad.
All right. That's enough for John. Hit that. Listen, guys. Anyone want to come in and talk to? Have any questions? Hit that participate button in the right-hand corner of your screen. Any questions you guys may have, we'd love to answer. I usually don't do a live Q&A, so this is something new for me. And if we have anyone, we can bring them on. Do we have anyone producers right now? All right, Keith. Keith, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, thanks for coming on with us, Keith.
Hey, first off, I'm a huge fan of the show. Been following it for probably a year and a half. And Randy, you've brought a lot to the NFL this year, and so I appreciate everything you bring to the
I
table.
like the hat there, Keith. Kentucky.
Oh yeah, what kind of hat you got there? Oh, UK. All right.
Yeah, Kentucky. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. And my question is, I'm in a teaser NFL league where through the season we have to pick 4 games on a 14-point tease, and it's gone into the playoffs. And so our Super Bowl pick that we have to do is 7 points on either KC, I think it would be +5, or Philly +9. And then we can also tease the total at 48.5. So I wanted to get your all's thoughts on that if I have to pick 2 that cover.
What was the tease on the total? What number?
48.5.
All right, so you get the tease Philadelphia +9. That would be the way I would lean, even though I'm on Kansas City on the game and the money line. But and now, do you have to pick another one?
Yeah, I can pick both. I can straddle, so I can pick both teams, or I can pick the over and under. So I was thinking the over, tease the over in Philly.
If you're forced to do it, I hate when people tease both sides of a game. I mean, the bookmakers love it, but I hate it. I would say with the total. Do you agree, Randy? If you're forced to do it.
I kind of lean a little over on the total. So, 41.5.
Ditto.
Looks a little bit more, looks a little bit better. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of teasing totals either. But that 41.5, they should be able to get over that, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one on rather than teasing both sides of the game. But we really appreciate you watching us and following us. And yeah, Keith, you're right. Randy has brought a ton to the show this football season. I would never bring someone on weekly that I know is not a professional gambler and doesn't win a lot. Never mind, his opinion on sports is great. Randy has won 14 cars in the casino, beating casinos, running around, playing jackpots, playing promotions, and just he has the inside knowledge of this business. I've known Randy about 20 years. Anything else, Keith, or that's about it?
I do come to Vegas for March Madness every year. This will be my 7th year in a row coming, and I don't know if you guys leave town for that or if you're around, but would love to have a drink or say hello.
Do you follow me on Twitter, Keith?
Yes. Yep.
Just put a note there, and I'll be happy to meet you. Awesome. Yeah, I'll be happy to meet you for our March Madness. I'm here for the first round. I may be doing a little trip for the second or late, probably third round, but I'm here. And if Randy's here, I'm sure he'll join also.
Yeah, not sure my clients yet, but sure would. Yeah. Thanks, Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hey, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. That's great. It's interesting. Now, that's not to say that Randy and I are promoting any kind of a teaser also. We do not say go tease in this game. There's nothing to tease. You could tease the Eagles if you have an open teaser to next season, but you got to hope that the bookmaker you're playing will pay you next season. So, because you can't do those open teasers at many places that I know of. Do you agree, Randy? You can't do open teasers. None of the, casinos or anything.
You can't do that. I mean, it just doesn't really correlate either with the side and total. There is times when a side and total does correlate in the NFL and in college football, but not so much here. It would have to be like a dog and under type
Hey,
deal.
John, I can't believe you got a question here. All right. For John, Strickland or Duplessis? This is UFC, right? That is.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
Strickland, who do you like there?
I definitely, I said when Strickland beat Adesanya, I said Adesanya will not win another fight in the UFC, and I have been right. And I'm actually going to say the same thing about Strickland right now. I don't believe he wins another fight in the UFC. I think DDP wins this fight And that's not me. I'm not anti-Strickland by any means. You know, I predicted he was going to beat Adesanya, but I think I don't see him. I don't see him winning that. He's very one-dimensional. He's just got that 1-2, and it's a great 1-2. But I don't see him winning on Saturday.
All right.
Excited for the fight.
All right, let's get to Tyler. Thanks for coming on with us, Tyler. Appreciate it.
What's going on, guys? So I'm kind of a novice bettor, and to be completely honest, I have never won a single bet in my life. Now I don't bet all the time. I bet like UFC fights, so I'm out with my friends. We usually pick a leg together. But our tradition on the Super Bowl is everybody picks a leg for a parlay, and I kind of sold the parlay last year.
Wow.
And I'm trying not to do that again this year. So I know you guys mentioned some early, but can you give me something that I'm not going to be the guy at fault this year?
And you could pick anything? Could you pick props and everything like that?
Props.
Okay, so props. So can you pick, if they have this, well, I'm giving out another prop here. If they have choices, I don't know if they can you pick the second half to have more points than the first half? If you could pick that to be part of your, part of your parlay, or I like the second half more points than the first half. Probably going to be like 24 and a half. Like I'm looking at the second half line, what it's going to be. I think the first half I see 24 and a half, second half 25 and a half. I'm thinking it's going to be more points. So I'm going to say the second half. But as far as something, if it has to be a general thing, believe it or not, I am Joe Public this year with the over, but right now it's all under money. It's 48 and a half. Over $1.05 I seen today. So I would also go to the over as one of those things. But also, Tyler, you said you never want to bet. I may need your information because I need guys. It's just as good to find a winning handicapper as it is a losing handicapper. So, Tyler, I'm just teasing you, buddy.
It looks like you just turned 21, or you look pretty young.
Are you 21 yet?
I'm 25.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good for you. Good for you. John will have you in Gamblers Anonymous before the end of the show. Go ahead, John.
Number's 1-800-GAMBLER, Tyler. But listen to me. I hear what you're saying. You don't want to be the one that spoils the parlay, but wouldn't you like to be the one that just made the parlay because you came in with something big, something that's really going to pay? Listen to me. Crack's going to lose his mind when I say this one. Listen to Tyler. It's just me and you right here. It's just me and you, okay? There will 100% be a safety in the Super Bowl. Okay. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Scoff all you want, Crack. What does that pay? What would that pay, Crack? Do you know what? Do you have that? Can you pull it up?
Listen, it doesn't pay what it used to, though. You're right about that because we've had some safeties. So it doesn't pay. We had a safety 2 weeks ago in the football game.
Right.
So
it's still got to be plus 600 or something. No. Got to be.
Yeah. It's plus 600.
Tyler, that's a parlay maker.
I got you.
Yes.
Tyler,
no, Crack.
No.
Crack says no. All right, whatever.
No. Randy, any advice for Tyler?
Tyler, you see what it says? You see what it says next to my name? You see what it says?
I do see that. You got some credibility.
Yeah, I'm with Crack on the over. So either over in the first half or over for the game.
Okay.
Is one I'd look at.
All right, I got them written down. I appreciate it. Hopefully the
Tyler,
drive.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for following us.
Thanks, Tyler.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good. And
I'd say go Mets, but being a Braves fan, but
I didn't see the Mets. All right, cool. I hope there's Lev. This is glad I got to catch this live. Okay, cool. Thanks, Lev. That's one of our guys.
Yeah, Lev,
He's always following there. I got to tell you though, when you see these youngsters, it scares me, Randy. These youngsters to the space, and you see them, coming on asking questions. At least they're asking questions and not firing on their own. At least they're asking some questions. That happens a lot. But anyone that wants to come in and ask a question, hit the participate button in the right-hand corner. We'll be happy to get you on. And let's actually, I actually do have a couple things to say here. So I'm actually going to read. John and I have been out with Dana White, and we were around a kid that was one of the guys from Prize Picks, and he was telling me what he makes and what it's about, and what he goes around giving out money. And I'm tough on parlays, you know that. But player prop parlays, if I could find some inefficiencies, I can maybe take. Now we haven't done it. I haven't done it here in Nevada yet. I'm in Jersey a lot of the year. At least I used to be. So I want to read some stuff about the sponsor here. The big game is almost here. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash and watch. Oh, while watching the big game. Prize Picks is also giving away a free pick for the big game where only one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one or more of the stat projections, you can win real cash. Check out the promos tab to tell any of the Super Bowl Sweat Millie winners big game lineup. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win a split of $1 million in promo funds. Wow, 3 of 3. That's interesting. So $1 million going to be split up. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on the sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, Florida. Yeah, those states, boy, there's just no sports betting, legal sports betting allowed. So Prize Picks is there. They put their members first with all withdrawals, fast, safe, secure. When the picks hit, you get your money as quick as 15 minutes. Well, that's a problem I've had with some places too. Even, I'll be real blunt, even like back east in Jersey, when I was requesting cash outs, I don't want to name the companies, but God, you have to put a request in. You have to go to the counter. Some of them were the next day. I was like, wait, I'm flying back to Vegas. So 15 minutes Prize Picks. Good. John, do you have any experience with Prize Picks? I know you're here in Nevada too. Any experience with that at all you could talk about?
Don't, unfortunately, just because I am here in Nevada. But I have tons of friends that use play on Prize Picks and bet on Prize Picks, and they absolutely love it because there's so many different fun prop bets and stuff and parlays you can do with props and stuff. So I wish.
How about you, Randy? Do you know anything there, or know anyone does mess with that?
Yeah, I know some younger kids in North Dakota that use it. In order to bet in North Dakota, you got to go to the casino and bet on the kiosk. If you want to bet a regular sports book, so they use Prize Picks, and I've seen them do it. I haven't done it myself, but I've heard some decent. Yeah, I've heard good stuff about the customer service.
Good. Players. I'm just looking at their players and stat types you're selecting from. Highlight the winning picks and Prize Picks. How fun and simple the experience of playing. I actually want to check out. Listen, you guys know me. I'm always looking to the bet advantage stuff, though. I just want to know if some things are priced properly and correctly there. Listen, so download the app today and use code SHOWUS, SHOWUS, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. And let me just tell you, so I don't see it on TV a lot like I did back then, but I do see them in social media. I've seen some of the in the past, some of the way they do things. I'm going to look when I get a chance, when I'm out of state actually, to see about some of these things, if they're anything correlated that I can beat throughout the season. So, okay, good. Hey, do we have anyone else live right now, or else we can just talk about something else? Okay, cool. Listen, guys, I got to tell you, I hate to talk like this, but people bet some pretty dumb stuff on the Super Bowl. I hate to say. I'm just trying to. Oh, sorry, John. But no, I was planning to say this before I knew about your safety bet. Here's the problem with that. You know, most people react based on last performance. I've said it on shows before. Our eyes play tricks on us. So you're going to bet based on what you've seen the last game. But meanwhile, that's already baked into the price. It's already there. It's already baked into the price. So, you know, when someone sees, you know, oh, Kansas City, they're doing so good, I love them. And then you want to throw in, you know, oh, they get all the calls. Well, first off, I think this game is going to be really under the watchful eye of everybody. There's going to be no, if you call it a better call for the team, then, you know, or give them a little bit of an edge. You know, I heard our buddy Fez, I heard him say something. I thought it was great. Like on Monday, he said it on his show. It's so true, though. You know, just picture if we're referees and we were calling. He used the Duke game as an example. Duke being one of the #1 teams in the country. Hey, John, if you could mute John until you talk, maybe that would help with a little bit of the. Just touch
you
the
hear
screen.
stuff?
Yeah, if you can mute a little bit during, but just do it. It would just help a little bit. That's all. There you go. So I wanted to. Fez gave a great example. If I'm doing a Duke game, and if I'm all of a sudden calling Duke to advance, and all of a sudden the last 30 seconds of the game, and I seen maybe I could call this foul or not. He said, I'm either not going to call it. I don't want to be the one responsible for Duke not getting, to the championship game or something. The way he worded it was perfect, but that's not the way it should be for us sports bettors. We're watching the game. We want to win fairly. We don't want to win. And by the way, I'm not saying that Kansas City is winning unfairly. If that was the case this whole year and Mahomes gets all the calls, just simply bet on Kansas City. I know it's easy to say. It's easier to say than done. Randy, what's your opinion on that? Do you think this game's going to be refereed, of course, very fair? I haven't asked you about this, so just want to see what you think.
Yeah, and the referees, this Ron Tolbert, his crew calls a little bit more penalties than some of them do, and hopefully they don't get in the way. But so far in the playoffs, they haven't been calling a lot of, it hasn't been a whole lot of stoppages, a whole lot of penalties. That let them play probably too much. There's a big controversy on the spot of the ball with Buffalo. But other than that, it's been a pretty clean playoffs. And hopefully we don't get nothing like, what was it, about 4 years ago there when the Saints should have went to the Super Bowl instead of the Rams there with that pass interference blatant. So hopefully we get nothing like that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But going back to what I said about people bet dumb stuff, I don't want to. I know I put it in a street terminology, but I really don't want people just to. If people watch us, I try to make you guys learn from us too. Learn off our mistakes. I was a kid that grew up back east, and I loved to gamble. And gambling, I was a losing gambler way before I was a winning gambler. And I know it's the big event. Everyone has to have a bet or box pools. And it's funny, my brother calls me up and says to me, "Hey, I can't get into any box pools. They're all sold out everywhere." Wow. I said, well, hold on. Time out. You're telling me Staten Island, New York, by the way, is the king of box pools. You're telling me you can't? No. Every box pool in Staten Island sold out. Every bar, people wanting to get in. And, let me be blunt. Those box pools are no good. They're no good. They're no good. Not just Staten Island. Anywhere in the United States, they're no good box pools. Because why? Because I have to give 10% to the person running the pool if I win. So that means that if I'm in a $100 box pool and I win, let's say I win $1,000 for one of the quarters or something, and maybe the end of the game's $5,000, I have to give 10% of that away. Well, therefore, that's a 10% edge that the house has. There is no house. I understand. The house is everybody playing together, but it's a 10% house edge betting, one of the box pools. So I don't like betting box pools. And then you have to make sure you get paid. There's been things in the past where someone took off with the money. So there's a lot of moving parts to box pools. And my brother called me up and I said, out here in Vegas, we have numbers on our box. You actually can bet Circa or Westgate. You could bet 0-0 and it's worth so much, 3-0, 7-0. But, it's funny. I seen a bet at BetMGM, Randy. Will there be a unique score in the Super Bowl? With analytics and with going for two and missing extra points. Listen, you never know. There could be a unique score to this Super Bowl. Taking 32-1. What's it called? Go ahead.
Called a scorigami. Something that hasn't happened before. And they
I don't know,
32-1 on something like that.
Listen, it's pizza money. You want to throw $5-10 on it? I got
have
no
fun.
problem.
Yeah, have fun. It's okay to have a fun bet or two on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, just don't bet some crazy ones and overbet. It's very easy to overbet the Super Bowl because it's here. I get it. And live wagering is another whole animal. People love to bet live, and you're chasing, and we'll get to talking about live wagering in a second. Do we have another guy calling in here?
Looks like it.
Okay, 1 minute, he said. But all right, so let me talk about live then. So live wagering. So listen, it's real simple. When you're betting live, automatically you think, wow, look at this. Oh my God, I knew the Eagles were going to, let's say the Eagles score a touchdown. I knew the Eagles were going to blow them away here. Oh my God, I missed out on it. Well, let me bet the Eagles now -3.5. No, that's not the proper logic. Now, on a Super Bowl, it may be priced more efficiently. But I guess what I'm really talking about is during the season, it's already skewed. The public's going to bet the Eagles. They see that during the season. I really shouldn't use that example for the Super Bowl because it's probably a little bit more of an efficient line for the Super Bowl. But during the season, even though it looks like a touchdown scored right away, oh my God, I got to bet the over. So now it's, instead of it being 48.5, now it's 53.5. I got to bet the over. No, that's not the bookmakers knows which way you're betting. It's baked in the line. And by the way, have more than one out. Have more than one out to compare it by. Have your outs online in front of you. Have your apps open, and you could see the sharper sports books. And when I say sharper, I'm talking about the Circa, maybe the Chris live and algorithm, and maybe even Pinnacle's live algorithm. Just look at them compared to the slower moving outs. Maybe a stations book is great to have, I would think, during live betting. And also, like if Coast has that, the books that Randy and I aren't allowed to play in, by the way, but they're the ones. Randy, you agree?
Yeah, and also too, bet during the commercials, bet at the end of the first half, and then bet, of course, at halftime. That's a time when you'll find your better bets too, to bet in game and probably have your bigger edges. And you don't want to bet during the game because the feed is ahead of you.
The feed it's not only ahead of you. I used to think it was 7 to 10 seconds. It's double that. It's 20 seconds ahead of you. So I'm not saying nobody's cheating, but I'm just telling you, I'd rather bet during the commercials when it's a fair game. John is sitting there, looks like he's very sad with his arms crossed. John, anything to say? Are you okay? You got to unmute, John. Remember, I had you mute. Oh, forgot about that. No, I poor John just sitting there. I made him mute, and I'm feeling bad. And now he's probably permanently muted from the show. What's going on now? Okay, I felt bad. I made him mute. Can't hear you, John. Sorry about that. Randy, that might be a better thing. No, I'm just kidding. No, maybe John, you can go back out and come back in. I was trying to, for the viewer and listener, trying to let them not have any background noise. Though you weren't that bad. But yeah, commercials. Listen, I'll be the first to say, there was a sports book here in town that got thrown out of town, and they used to cheat. John, we hear you. I hear you now. But they used to have. There's no other way to say it. They were fined $30 million and they got thrown out of town. John, what's going on? Oh, by the way, what are you doing? What are you doing at New York, New York? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. All
You
right. So
trading them all the Gallaghers tonight, John?
Gallagher's is good.
Steakhouse right behind
New York. Yeah.
Maybe Chick-fil-A, Randy.
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
come on, John.
Yeah.
No, they have a good food court over there. By the way, Randy's not going in there and paying anyway. He's using his comp points
Yeah.
for Gallagher's.
Randy, call me crime, because crime don't pay.
Crime don't pay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I knew that. But, so I was with a buddy at dinner over at Don Vito's at South Point last night, or 2 nights ago.
Another invite I didn't get. Keep going.
I can't believe what he said to me. He's a smart guy. Yeah, I almost choked to death what he said. At dinner, he says to me, and by the way, he's a professional gambler, believe it or not. Plays a lot of poker, though. And South Point Poker, supposedly they have mixed games that are unbelievable. But he said to me, so Bill, do you like the Chiefs to win because of their dynasty? You want them to win for their dynasty? Do you think I care about anyone on the Chiefs? They don't care about me. I don't care about them. I'll be happy to bet against them. I just bet the Chiefs money line because I thought that the Chiefs, one thing, I hate to say it seems to me like Philadelphia, I don't know. They just seem to have no closing power in a lot of these spots. And the Chiefs just seem to know how to win those tight games, those one-score games. They seem to know how to win. So, but by the way, if Philadelphia wins the Super Bowl, they're going to rip the city apart. They're going to go crazy in South Philly. Oh, by the way, if they lose the Super Bowl, they're going to do the same thing. So be careful over there, right?
Hopefully they mellow out. Did you see that young kid from Temple fell off the
it was terrible.
off the light pole there, hit his head, and he's a goner now. And it's sad.
Oh my God.
It's a shame. It's a shame. And, don't they realize they're in South Philly shooting guns in the air, handguns? Don't they realize that those bullets have to come back down?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Philly is it's the place they throw Santa Claus. They throw snowballs at Santa Claus. So you have to know it. This is it's a tough town. And I hope no matter what, I pray that nothing goes wrong there and they drink responsibly. Oh God, I'm saying drink responsibly.
Crack, did you ever take that tough Philly train ride? I took it from Atlantic City to Philly on that train there.
It goes to the 30th Street station, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it.
You've taken it. I've actually been on that train. It's a rough train ride. I'll say that. Atlantic City is nothing like it used to be. Atlantic City is not a place that I just don't go anymore. I don't go to Atlantic City anymore. Last time I was there, the last time I was in Atlantic City, I couldn't believe what I seen a lady smoking, and she took the cigarette, put it on the carpeting, and stepped on the carpeting, and smushed the cigarette in. Just something I remember from Atlantic City. But then again, let me be blunt. That goes on here too. You go over to local casinos here, it's just all negative energy, and everyone's smoking, and especially if they're losing, you could see them shaking. It's local economy here is not what people think. There's a lot of victims here. I feel bad for them. It's so easy. Gambling's so fashionable across the country now, and people want to move to Vegas. I said it on the Showtime show, Action. Husband and wife on vacation in Vegas. They're driving down this. They just seen the neon "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign, and they seen it beautiful, and they say, "Oh, it's so nice here. I want to move here. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait. Can we move here and start over?" Listen, guys think it's like I called it a morality car wash is what I call it. Your problems follow you here. This is Vice Central. Drinking, drugs, women, gambling. And I'm not trying to listen. We have great restaurants, and if you can control yourself and control these vices, it's a great town to live in. The weather's great. It was 78 degrees last couple of days in February here. There was some wind today, but literally a couple of days ago, it was like unbelievable. So anyway, another thing. At the Caesars bar, I just told you it was right behind the sports book. There's a bar, and at that bar, my buddy was over there waiting for me, and he just came in town, and he was drinking a drink, and the guy said, if you're not the bartender told him if he wasn't gambling, he couldn't sit at the bar yesterday. I was like, hold it. No way. You're drinking. I thought you could just sit at the bar with a bottle of water and no one would say nothing to you. No, if you're not playing a video game, gambling, you have to. John, you know about this?
Well, it happened to me. I won't say the name of the place. It happened 2 weeks ago.
I did.
I was meeting a buddy at a place here in town, and same thing. I was just sitting there. I was watching highlights. I was just, I don't drink, so I just had a Coke. Yeah. But he was like, "Hey, you can't sit there. That's for players for the team." Meanwhile, the place is empty. I
never knew that.
Yeah, I never knew that. If somebody's itching to play, but if nobody's playing,
no.
I don't get that. I don't get
really nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
All right, we have another. I have some questions here. Someone coming in here. Hey, all I see is Western 4599. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe, can you hear us? You're on live with us? All right, I don't think Joe hears us. We hear him.
I hear Joe.
Message maybe.
Is Joe on a Sportsbook Live? Is that why I can't hear him? All right, Joe. We'll see if we can fix your sound. Maybe our producer can see if he can get a hold of you for a second. So we know John's home. Randy, you're going down to Circa, right? To watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to.
You're going to a party. How does it work now? They don't charge you and do they charge you, or can you use your comp points for entry, or how does it work?
So this is a VIP invited party. Derek's big party up at the ballroom there. Second year going there. I went there last year as well. Was going to go to the game, but since Detroit didn't make it in there, I decided to go to his party. This year decided to go to his party again. Our mutual buddy T-Bone's coming, so he's going to come with me to the party. So hopefully they have a lot of seltzers for him because he'll try to drink them out of them. But it was a great party last year. A lot of fun, and actually a really fun party, and Derek knows how to do it.
Oh, okay. I got you. Good. And that's I'm sure Derek throws a great party. That's our friend Derek Stevens down at Circa. He has those big free contests. I say free, I mean juice-free contests, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. And we always like him. He's been on Wise Kracks with us. Again, anyone wants to join, you can hit that participate button in the right-hand corner, and you can join us for any questions. Again, another shout-out to our sponsor here, Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use the code SHOWUS, SHOWUS, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. So that's from the sponsor. But, I hear someone in the background, John. Someone cursing. We don't want that. One thing we don't do normally, maybe it was Randy under his breath. He's constantly cursing. He can't help himself. But, good.
It's a soap bar.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it happens. I understand. But anyway, going back to what I said, though, do you imagine if someone asked me about the Chiefs dynasty, one of my buddies, and I'm not trying to be like, I don't care about that. I don't want anything to happen to anybody, but, it's like the Bronx Tale. I always use that. The little kid, worried about Mickey Mantle. He's made him cry. And, Sonny says, that's what you're worried about. Go see if your father can't pay the rent. See if Mickey Mantle will pay. He don't care about you. Why do you care about him? And I don't mean to say it like that, but it is. This bartender thing shocks me, guys. Even though I don't drink, going to the bar at a sports book or in a casino, and if I'm drinking and not gambling, they could tell you to leave the bar. Wow, I have never heard anything like that at all. I'm glad I told you guys about the box pools because I never really throw that into the mix. Let me tell you something else about Philly. So, I think both of you guys know my friend Scott from South Philly, Atlantic City, Margate. I think both of you guys know him. Scott's father was Doc. He passed away, unfortunately. But Doc told me a great story. Doc was a bookmaker. I could say that, right? He's gone. So Doc was a bookmaker in South Philly. Everyone's betting him what? The Eagles. Doc told the greatest story about I think it was during a playoff game, and the mother-in-law, his wife's mother, is in the house, and she's rooting for the Eagles every play. Meanwhile, he's got 6 customers. They've all 6 guys bet him Eagles. So he's got the opposing team. Doc said, that's it. I've had enough. Your mother's got to go. He threw his mother-in-law out of the house. Doc had some of the greatest stories. The Palestra, he was at the Palestra. I think that's where Brown plays. He's at the Palestra in Philly, and he needed one of the 2 teams, and they were going to give him the team's up by 13, but, the spread is, literally the spread is 11.5, and the team up 13 is going to give him a layup. Doc was in the second row and runs under the basket and blocks the pass. He blocks the guy. He blocks the lane. I've told the story on so many different networks. He blocks the lane and goes through the tunnel, and they don't get the layup, and he wins the game. There's so many. Those kind of characters are gone. Those characters are absolutely gone. Everyone's dying off. Everyone's raised on Google and computers and anonymity behind the safety of their keyboards but anyway, let's bring in our next caller here. Hey Tony, how are you? I like your background there. Oh man.
Hey guys.
I love.
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's a little bit of a nerd fest in here.
Oh, wow, I love it. Look at that. Look how cool. Love it. See, what's going on, Tony?
Sadly, they're not even my kids. They belong to me. So, I gotta have a space for my stuff. So listen. So I'm not huge into betting and all that kind of stuff. But what a lot of people do at their parties are squares, and I wanted to hear what your guys' takes are on the squares for this weekend.
Okay, we just talked about that a little bit. Listen, if you're gonna have fun at a party, and $5, $10, $20, and to have fun, there's so many females involved in box squares. They're housewives, and they just want to have some action in a square. And listen, it's a fun thing to do, but it is a house edge because you have to tip the person. It's funny in Staten Island. Not that you have to, you're going to, because if you win $1,000, they're only giving you $900. They take their 10% out. And then maybe they're looking for a little extra too on the side. But however, if you want to have fun with it and bet some pizza money and have some fun, there's no skill level to the box pools. But I really didn't ask Randy what he thinks. Randy, what do you? Box pools, just have some fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's more of a funner deal. And of course, I grew up in the Midwest, North Dakota. That was the best way for people to get involved in the Super Bowl. So there was tons of those. So yeah, have fun with it. Just set a budget. Like if you want to spend $100, maybe it's a $20 one. Get 5 of them, and then go from there.
Yeah, no, definitely, and obviously the old saying is don't ever bet more than you're willing to lose. But as far as literally going as far as numbers go, what are your guys' picks for scores?
Well, I'm hoping for a miracle game. I haven't even told no one this yet. I'm literally hoping for like it's going to be impossible, that number. Let me give you a number that can come out, though. 27-26. I'm hoping for a Kansas City Chief 1-point victory. I have some futures on the Chiefs. I have money lines on the Chiefs. But I also did – I usually don't hedge, but I did hedge a little bit. I found some great lines. I found plus 1.5 even, no juice. I wasn't really planning on hedging, but it's not even really a hedge. I need the Chiefs much more. The Chiefs means a hefty 5 figures to me if they just win. So I'm hoping for a tight game like that. But if the Chiefs win 30-20, I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with a victory. Randy, what do you think before we ask John? Oh, hey. All right.
Sorry, I was just going to say, you just gave 27-26. It sounds like there's a safety. It sounds like there's a safety in your game, Bill. That's what it sounds
John,
like.
Give us Parlay King. I feel like you should have one of those hats like Johnny Carson used to have.
Karnak.
Karnak. Parlay King. Give us what you think could be a good final score.
37-33 will be the final to the Super Bowl. You heard it here.
Wow. If that happens, bookmakers will be killed if they score 70 points in the Super Bowl. They will not. They will probably not win money. That means all the props are going over. Randy?
Well, last time they played 2 years ago was 38-35.
They got hurt.
When it was a ice field or slick field in Arizona, I'm not going to say ice because it was in Arizona. But
it was terrible. The field
was slipping all over the place on those logos and everything. I could definitely see a 31-27 type game like that. Maybe 31-30. Bill's favorite outcome right there.
I like that one. Tony, where are you from? Where do you live?
I originally from California. I'm actually in Austin.
Okay, good. Oh, wow. So he's in California, no sports betting. In Austin, no sports betting. Yeah, just local guys. I heard Austin is the hot place to live. I heard a lot of Californianites moving to Austin. I heard it's a great city. What do you think about it? You like it? Is that going to be your home forever?
I've been here about 6 years, and I do. It's a fantastic city. I grew up in LA. I've spent time in Los Angeles. I lived in the Bay Area. I lived in San Francisco, not in the city, but hung out in the city quite a bit. And Austin, it's just got a different vibe. It's a great city, great food. People are cool, chill. There's places where it gets a little crazy, and you kind of stay away from those. But for the most part, I enjoy it. It's a beautiful skyline. It's a great vibe down there. Lots of music, and being a musician and everything, it's a great spot.
I hate to give a name drop here, but I have to because my buddy Andrew Dice Clay, who I'm friends with, was just down there. He had a great time there. It was great. They actually extended the show at Joe Rogan's Club, an extra night for him. So that's a place I want to get to. But we really appreciate you calling in and your commitment here to waiting to get on, and appreciate you following the show and following us. Thank you, Tony.
For sure. No, appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, and everybody have fun on Sunday.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, what a nice guy. I love good people. I always stop. Listen, Randy and I were somewhere the other night together, and someone stopped us on the dice game. Where was that? Randy, we were at Westgate. So we're at Westgate, and we're walking to go to dinner. Another dinner that John wasn't invited to. Sorry. And
No, I
crazy.
invited him.
The
Yeah,
disrespect.
Just didn't call
but
him.
no, I told you this though, John. He did ask. But it was the last minute. I know your girl
Yeah,
would let
yeah.
you go out with with an hour notice. So,
Right.
but yeah. So he was really cool. This guy stopped Randy and I and said, "Hey, what's going on, guys? I followed you on the podcast." So it was cool, and they were just nice people, just really really nice people out there. And listen, I try to get back to everyone on the chat. I didn't go into the last 2 weeks, but I'll catch up. I'll go in there and answer some questions and like people. By the way, guys, subscribe and like. We'd really appreciate it. And if you want some comments there, we appreciate that too. But I haven't asked Randy yet, but I'm sure Randy's going to come on after Super Bowl. We're going to have some casino secrets for you to know. I'm not going to talk about it unless Randy talks about it. I'll let him say what him and some of his friends have done to casinos. Maybe you can wear a fake mustache or something, Randy, or turn the hat backwards.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. No, hey, Frank. Oh boy, I know Frank. I know Frank from the old country. Frank's a great guy. Frank was an Atlantic City guy for years, and Frank's a knockaround guy. And I shouldn't be saying it, but he lives in Central Jersey, and he knows a lot about the business. Frank, I always appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. You guys have been great. I follow you every week. I look forward to it, to see your shows. So I know you hear this a lot, but you guys are great. So a couple questions I have. Obviously, Bill knows I know the business a little bit. I think it was Randy that mentioned last week in one of his the episodes about a over the scores 2020, both teams scoring. Tried to find it on 4 sites, cannot find it. So it's each team being over 20
scored 20
points.
or more. To score
Correct.
20 or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I seen that today. That's so sick.
What site?
Yeah,
What
I
site,
just
Bill?
paged through mine. It's not a bet I have in my portfolio yet, but yeah, as the way we're looking at it, yeah, that could be a decent bet.
Yeah,
So you didn't mention it? Boy, I could have swore I seen that at BetMGM today.
Crack's gonna get mad at me if I use the L word right now, but that bet is a lock.
Oh God,
It is though. It is.
I'm not a lock guy.
Come on. How is that not?
Now listen, I want it to be a lock. I want you to win that bet. Trust me. Randy and I do good, and it sounds like Frank also. Frank, do you want to say what business you were in for years and what you've done your whole life? You want to talk about that a little bit? Frank's been around.
I'd bore you a little bit, but I ran a high-tech company for 38 years. But then I got bored after retiring, and as Bill knows, I got into the casino business and working as 2 sports books, one Caesar's Palace in Atlantic City, and then, of course, it became Ocean in Atlantic City. So I had 5 years of fun, and now I've kind of, retired again, just had some fun and travel. So
good for you. Oh, that's our dream. Then again, though, I don't think Randy and I are ever going to. Randy, I never talk about this with you. I don't think I'm ever going to stop betting. I'm betting till the end. I am. I love betting. I love getting the advantage on the bookmaker. I love that I have the connections I do. I love playing player props. I love playing correlated things. I like trying to get edges. Now the edges are getting smaller and smaller. We know that, but I'm going right until the end. So Frank, you're a dog person. Your grandkids running all around the country, traveling the country. You're doing what we want to do. Now, Frank, do you know of? I don't know if you're old enough. Do you know of Jon Orlando's father, Tony Orlando, or no?
I do, and I've seen one of his concerts a long time ago.
All right.
Oh, geez, this is some years ago in Atlantic City. And I also, yes, I do know Jon. I've never met him, and it's a pleasure. And I hope to see you someday. I tell Bill,
yeah,
I'm gonna come out one of the shows and just show up.
Cool.
Come on.
I said, yeah. But getting back to retirement, let me say this. It's not what it's cut out to be. You get bored, whatever. I just came back from a cruise just to do things, but I still go to Atlantic City. I was down there yesterday. It was dead, by the way, Bill. It was at MGM Borgata. It was dead. There was
Borgata
nobody
dead
there.
even. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're cutting back on everything, and they're also doing a lot of renovations that it's just disrupting everything. So, but I try to get down once or twice a week to play and do some things and make some bets there.
Okay, cool. Well, we appreciate you, Frank. Thanks a lot for coming on with us. Listen, I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.
God willing.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, guys. Great pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I'll see you.
Bye.
I love Frank. You know, just to let you know this line on the game. So the current betting line is 1. Today it moved to 1 almost everywhere. I do see stations as a 1.5, but if I bet it, they may throw me out. But yeah, because they throw out winners. But however, I see this game went to 1, even at the South Point. The South Point has 105 juice here in town, by the way. So you can bet either way on the game, minus 05. Game opened up, pick minus 15, quickly went up to 2. It goes back down to 1. Randy, I'm hearing everyone telling me this game's going to pick them again. Well, some people think the Eagles are going to be favored by game time. Come on. I don't see that. Do you?
I see a little value there if that happens. So
Wow.
I'll probably have a little slice of the Chiefs. I haven't, I've only bet the over so far, the over first half and over for the game. So I got to stay with the Chiefs here. I mean, they've just been too good to me these last few years, and I just see them being more of an advantage later in the game. In a close game, I give them the edge with Reed and company over Sirianni and Hurts and that team. Also, the defensive coordinator I like a lot better. Very good Spagnuolo against Fangio on the other side.
Okay, and Las Vegas this week, we're hearing it from Atlantic City, from coast to coast, how slow it is leading up to the Super Bowl. I think we're in some times that are coming that are going to be, the books are going to be hurting a little bit, and the casinos are going to be hurting a little bit. Like I said, they kind of brought them up to yourself. Listen, the craziest Super Bowls for me are the ones that are low scoring. I remember there was one, was it 13-3? There was a Super Bowl
that Rams,
those
Super
Super
Bowls
Bowls
at halftime, wasn't it?
Those
3-0 at halftime, right?
Yeah, I think it was 3-0 at halftime. Those kind of Super Bowls, because I'm going to bet 70% of my bets on the under on a lot of these marquee players. So that has been the biggest. Yet I like over in the game just in case as a backup, but I do like under on some of these player props. That was one of my most lucrative Super Bowls to date. As a matter of fact, last year, I think I went 9-8. I think I lost money on juice after. I had like 17 main props that I actually broke even or lost a little bit on. Yeah. My first one, literally, that's the first Super Bowl that I've actually, back when the Eagles scored that many points versus the Chiefs, I think I broke even too. But I have won every Super Bowl. It's really hard to have all the outs we have and bet the Super Bowl. Randy, you have had to have some good memories of betting Super Bowls here, right?
Yeah, all the Super Bowls for me have been, very profitable, except I went overboard on the Patriots and Giants when they could have been undefeated there in 2006. In fact, I was looking at a house at Spanish Trail at that time. I've told the story a couple other times and declined to not. I was really looking forward to maybe getting that house, put a lot of money on that Super Bowl on the money line. And then I backed out of not buying at that time. And, that might have changed my life a little bit had I won that and then got that house. But that works out sometimes, ups and downs of a gambling world. But haven't won that big in one for a long time.
Change your life. Are you kidding me? Come on. People would love to be in your shoes. He could buy, John, he could buy and sell us. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah.
I'm on sale. So
let me ask my producer. We have anything else to cover? We've been on about an hour. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys for watching, calling, and this was a fun
Yeah, this
segment.
was fun. We should do this more.
It gives us ideas to John. I swear.
I like this.
It gives me an
I like
idea
this more.
To do it maybe even a. Go ahead, John.
I was gonna say when we get in the studio, this is how we should do it.
We're going to be in the studio and here in less than 2 months here. And
Yeah.
let me just give you a general strategy too about just before we get off too. So listen, if you're going to bet under on player props, which I know most people don't like to bet under, I would wait up until game time. I say game time, give or take a couple hours before game time. But if you're going to bet over, as soon as you get into town, look for the best odds on the over on those player props, because in volume, they're going to move those player props, those marquee players. Do you agree, Randy?
Yeah, that's always been kind of the way to go, unless you like one early that we pointed out. Of course, your Saquon Barkley rush is your favorite one. You had to jump on that when you saw that number, which was a good play. Also, Jalen Hurts rush yards, you jumped on that. So some of those, and they might come back for us too. So and then you can put more on them and really have a fun Super Bowl. So that's definitely a strategy I've used over the years. And like some of the real popular ones, then start taking the unders. They usually come in pretty well.
All right, guys, we really appreciate it. Don't forget, Prize Picks, download the app, use the code SHOWUS, SHOWUS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. We really appreciate all you guys following, liking, and watching us, and we'll see you next week on Wise Kracks.